What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. And today we are back with another live stream. Been a little bit since I went live, dropped a couple videos for y'all. We've been going live so much due to all the free agency frenzy stuff. We got some more stuff, but before we get into it, help your boy out. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos or when we go live. You don't normally see Philly Mike live around 10 o'clock at night, but I do want to talk about this new addition, Tyler Hall. Shout out to Nick Waters real quick, who tweeted this a little bit after the free agent signing from Tyler Hall. It's a 1-year deal, so prove it deal. Play for the Raiders. Let's see what Nick Walters had to say at Philly Films. Haven't had the chance to watch his film yet. This is from Nick Waters. But Tyler Hall's numbers in limited snaps are impressive. Among 50 corners with 200 coverage snaps in the slot the past 2 seasons. So, among 50 different slot corners who had at least 200 coverage snaps in the last 2 seasons. Completion percentage, he ranks 8th. Yard/target, he ranks 1st. Passer rating, he ranks 9th. Forced incompletion percentage, he ranks 2nd. Percent of 15 plus yards plays, he ranks 1st. And no missed tackles. The last one is very important. The last one is absolutely very important because last year, nobody on the Eagles could tackle. Nobody. So hit the like button for the simple fact that he has 0 missed tackles in the last 2 years. But I look at this and I look at it graded out of 50 corners who played the slot, at least 200 cover snaps. So it can't be like, well, Tyler Hall has some good numbers because he barely gets any burn there. No, over 200 snaps at the slot position, and he's 8th in completion percentage, 1st in yard/target, 9th in passer rating, forced incompletion percent, he's 2nd. He's 1st in percentage of 15 plus yard plays and no missed tackles. So Nick Waters and Philly Mike, myself, need to watch the film because I don't really know this player. I don't presume to know him. And I was really busy throughout the day. That's why I'm talking about this so late. I haven't really done my due diligence, but I wanted to get on here, hear from you guys, right? Sometimes y'all need to teach me about a guy or two, or let me know how y'all feel before I even have my own opinion on a guy. But Tyler Hall plays the slot. The Eagles went out and got Isaiah Rodgers a couple years ago, who I think is going to get an opportunity to be one of our slot corners, right? But Avonte Maddox is not here no more. With Avonte Maddox gone now, you're going to have some competition between Isaiah Rodgers, Tyler Hall, and a possible draftee because there are some slot corners, specific slot corners in this draft that I think are going to fall because they're slot corners. I think the slot corner position is starting to gain some steam right now. They even have a slot cornerback position group, a position group just for slot corners. They didn't have that in the past. Philly got one. A couple other places have one as well. The slot cornerback position is going to be on its way up for the simple fact that this is a passing league, wide receivers galore. You need to have DBs on the outside and the inside. Dime's going to be ran more than it's ever been ran before. So then dime, you might have 2 slot corners on the field. King DV Sports with the $2 donation. Tyler Hall was the second most consistent on that Las Vegas Raiders team. I like to hear that. Shout out to King DV Sports, another Eagles content creator. And again, right now, his word is way better than mine as it pertains to Tyler Hall. I only know what I'm reading from Nick Walters, who is a great film analyst, Eagles content creator himself. The numbers look good. I've yet to do my due diligence, and I normally don't come on here with the lack of knowledge of that stuff. However, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to hear from y'all to see if some of the things y'all say show up when I do watch this guy Tyler Hall, probably tonight and or tomorrow morning. Been really busy. If you missed my video this morning, I did drop a video at 9 o'clock in the morning. Some good stuff there for sure. All that Dak Prescott's brother trying to just, what are we doing? I Am Athlete Podcast, a podcast that has the name I Am an Athlete, is interviewing non-athletes and asking their opinion on stuff. Sheesh. Once again, shout out to King DV Sports with the $2 donation. And he said Tyler Hall was the second most consistent player on the Las Vegas Raiders. My guy T Jones in the building, so we need to trade Bradbury. I don't want to see him in Philly next year. Yeah, I think that is still an option. Possible June 1st cut. Remember, with all the moves the Eagles are making, we want to see them play right now, but it is only March. We've just been introduced to free agency for what, a week and some change. It's March 20th. The free agency window has been open, if you include legal tampering, for 9 days. 9 days. That's it. And people don't like to put respect on some of these little signings. I like a Oren Burks. I like a Zach Bond. I think them two are going to be crucial in a Fangio scheme as that outside 3-4 linebacker who rushes the passer. I think a guy like Tyler Hall can come in handy if an injury occurs. If Isaiah Rodgers really can't play the slot like we want him to, due to the fact that he's done it in college, but he hasn't done it much in the NFL, mainly because his situation playing with the Colts. The Colts had Kenny Moore, who absolutely can't play outside. So they utilized Isaiah Rodgers' versatility since he can play outside as well. Mind you, he's a punt returner as well, so it should be interesting. And I know he's chomping at the bits to get back and play for the Philadelphia Eagles. I also want to talk a little bit about Hassan Reddick. I talked about him a lot in my video this morning. Go check it out. It might pop up on the screen at the end of this if you just want to wait. Adam Schefter reported that, yes, moving his 1 million roster bonus from March 15th to April 1st does give Philly some more time to possibly get a trade in. However, the Eagles are not desperate to trade Hassan Reddick. Like, let's get that all the way on the table. Let's put that on the table. We are not desperate to trade Hassan Reddick. If a deal comes on the table that Howie Roseman is like, look, we're going to get some nice capital for this trade. Hassan's going to be able to get his bag. I'm going to do the player a favor and trade him. That is the only way we're trading Hassan Reddick. That is it. We would be foolish just to trade him, and Howie's not foolish. Worst case scenario, we eat the $21 million cap hit that he is in 2024, and he plays one more year on a deal he's not happy with, but he still looks like the player, whether he's happy or not, when the game is on. He's going to forget about the numbers. He's going to ball out. He's still a Philly boy. He loves his teammates. He's not going to do them dirty. Again, if the deal is, wow, second round pick plus this, if it's something that we can't say no to, then it's best for all parties and you gain something without giving up a guy for free. Because let's just say this. If Hassan does play on his last year, on the last year of his deal, if he plays on the last year of his deal, he's walking into 2025 free agency for free. He's walking for free. The Eagles will not get no capital for him, and he's walking because if we make him play on his last year with no guaranteed money, he's going to walk for free. That is the price. If we cannot get an extension done and we let him play out his deal, he's walking for free. We trade him, we get something. I think this year is a contending year, so I'd rather let him play at least and then let him walk, even though you're like, you don't want to gain nothing. I think he's a big part of what this Eagles can put together, a Super Bowl contending defense. We already know the offense is Super Bowl contending. I think the defense could be Super Bowl contending, and so I'm willing to let him play it out. But a deal has to jump out to us. And who knows? Hassan and his team is stubborn now, but sooner or later he might say, let's try to do 20. And maybe Howie says, I still got bread for that. Let's ride. Let's do it. A guy like Howie Roseman who loves a defensive line, we're willing to get rid of our best guy. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Again, I like this signing. It's a 1-year deal. Tyler Hall has great numbers. Great numbers. 200 coverage snaps among 50 corners. He ranks in the top 10, the top 5, the top 3 in major categories. This is a real nice pickup. Gilo said, I hope Reddick gets the whole bag, bro. You and me both. I had to. His idea, and it made us trade Watkins in exchange for a 5th overall pick to the first round and our first team round pick to the Jets. Not sure what that means. Nina Alston in the building. What's going on, Nina? You don't really see me live at this time, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Tyler Hall, Hassan Reddick, and I do want to touch on the safety position because Adam Kaplan said today on Inside the Birds that if that price tag for Justin Simmons comes down, it's a match made in heaven. And I talked about that in a video. Not the video I dropped this morning, but 2 days ago, I talked about if Justin Simmons stays on the market, there's no better suitor come a week or two from today than the Philadelphia Eagles for that guy. It's just you got his DC, you're a contending team, and you're going to have cap space still. We don't know the exact numbers. I've been checking out Jimmy Smith's YouTube. He hasn't had the exact numbers, but he thinks it's going to be 30 million when it's all said and done. I think it's going to be around 20 to 25, but I'll take his what he got to say. And if it's 30, that's even better. CB said, smash that like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing, and it is greatly appreciated for sure. Michael Dujon said, either pay him or trade him because he will walk for nothing. True. But again, if he walks for nothing, but we get a Super Bowl from it, I think that is something for sure. Dang, Surtain, keep Reddick. I mean, if we could use him to trade for Surtain, that'd be lovely for sure. Jared Hatfield said, I would love to get Cooper Dijon because he could start immediately in that safety role, and then he could slide outside if Bradbury continues to struggle. He got mad versatility and ball skills. I wouldn't be opposed to it for sure. And I do think we got to pay attention to James Bradbury. If he's not coming back to reality, that 2022 James Bradbury, something has to be done. And you'll hear the reports in OTAs and training camp, right? Like, first of all, if we're going to June 1st cut him, we got to wait till June 1st, which we are only in March. Now you can schedule it to be that way, but I think the Eagles are going to let this one play out because they do want to see what they got with Bradbury. While CJ Gardner-Johnson, the D line, everything's better, right? We have a better DC in the building, all that stuff. That being said, we hear the reports that Bradbury is getting toast in OTAs and whatnot. Hopefully the Eagles make a move then. But you do have a couple players. With Tyler Hall coming in here, you still got Isaiah Rodgers. The draft is still coming up, and I think corner is now sitting very, very heavy in the Philadelphia Eagles' minds due to the fact that we picked up 3 linebackers. I still want a linebacker, but why, Philly Mike? You just said in your video today how much you're on the Devin White bandwagon. That is very true. However, they're all on 1-year deals. Good, bad, ugly, sad. They might not be here next year. And I think you get a linebacker next to Kobe Dean after Devin White whips him into shape that's on a rookie contract. Them two can grow together. Nina said if it's 30, woo, yes, we gonna have a party if it is 30 for sure. Mama E said keep Bradbury but give up Reddick. I don't know. I choose Hassan. That is big facts. That is big facts. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Rooney Poo, with the $5 super chat. I like Dijon, but it would be a Malik overload in the secondary. Edgerrin Cooper or a bust. Yes. Again, I think cornerback should be heavy on the Eagles' radar. Secondary members for sure. But I still think that this could be the draft that the Eagles go linebacker early. I think Edgerrin Cooper sitting there at 22 is going to raise some flags. If you look at the top 30 visits of the Eagles, we brought in a wide receiver, we brought some guys in the trenches, but we did bring in Edgerrin Cooper. And for those who said top 30 visits don't mean nothing, I mean, look at just last year's draft. Keely Ringo was a top 30 visit. Jalen Carter was a top 30 visit. Nolan Smith was a top 30 visit. And so was Tyler Steen. All were drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, again, Sidney Brown wasn't. We liked him from the Senior Bowl. But top 30 visits with the Philadelphia Eagles are important. And I think that, again, you got 3 linebackers all on 1-year deals. I think you need to get somebody to grow old with Nakobe Dean for sure. Now, again, a lot of people are going to say, well, Philly Mike, why do you think Howie would even think about drafting a linebacker at 22? He don't do that. Well, I never seen Howie pay top-notch money for a running back. He did that this year. I never seen Howie pay attention to the linebacker position this early in free agency. He did that. So Howie's already zigged when we all thought he was going to zag. So why stop with just free agency? Why not keep zigging and zagging during the NFL draft? Trent Shoemaker said, hey, Mike, how are you doing? One question. What do you think are the odds we could get Simmons? I think the odds are actually really good. I talked about that 2 videos ago. Go check that out as well. However, think about this. He's still in the market. It's been 9 days, 7 days legally. 7 days officially open, the New Year League and free agency, but 9 total because legal tampering. He could have been tampered with, and he wasn't. Now, Adam Kaplan really reported today that every single day Justin Simmons sits on the open market, it looks more and more as the Eagles are his best pairing. 1, we have money. 2, we're a contender, which he's made it clear he wants to win. And number 3, the most important one, we have his favorite DC. And I'm not just saying because his numbers were high when he played under Vic Fangio. He literally said it in an interview, a recent interview, when Fangio was getting some steam from the Dolphins players. This guy stuck up for him. There's another reason why I believe Justin Simmons can and will be a Philadelphia Eagle. Simply because the price tag is what is keeping him from being an Eagle right now. But every single day, an object is sitting on a open market, the price goes down. Now, these ain't objects. These are human being players. But the more spots that get filled by other teams, the less interest other teams are going to have. The more money other teams spend, the less money they're going to have, as the Eagles are saving some money to the side, because I believe we're going to have $20+ million still when it's all said and done and we get these cap numbers inked in for the remaining few. Zach Baum, Chauncey Garner-Johnson, this, that, a third, blah, 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 blah. I really believe Justin Simmons just makes absolute sense. And every single day makes me think even more. We got the GM who will always make things happen. I mean, look, I'm sitting here, a really busy day today. Like I said, I dropped my video this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. A lot of good stuff there. Go check it out. But I like this Tyler Hall signing. Once again, my guy Nick Walters didn't watch film on him, but among 50 corners with at least 200 coverage snaps in the slot the past 2 seasons. Completion percentage, eighth. Yard/target, first. Passer rating, ninth. Force and completion percentage, second. Percentage 15 plus yard plays, first. And the most important one, no missed tackles. That is 2 years with zero missed tackles. Very important to a team that couldn't tackle last year. Mr. Rooney Poo said Dijon and Reed would be too much milk in the secondary. I've seen a lot of people say that. That's hilarious for sure. Jared said the entire first 2 rounds depend on if Reddick stays or not. That is what it will come down to. Yes. And if Reddick is here by the draft, he's not going nowhere. And again, if Reddick ends up playing on his last remaining year with no guaranteed money, that means he absolutely will walk at the end of the 2024 season for free. But if he walks for free when we get a Super Bowl, it's worth it. If he does not get traded, I don't want him to walk. I want him to eventually sign an extension, and that could still happen. Maybe he listen. Let's play out this scenario. Hassan Reddick don't get dealt in the month of March. The Eagles end up paying him his $1 million bonus on April 1st. Let's play this scenario out. Teams keep reaching out. No team is willing to trade and extend him for $25 million. We can't get something that is good to us. They're offering us a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, a 3rd and 4th, a 4th and 5th, right? Nothing is really drawing at Howie Roseman where he says, I got to do it because Howie's not desperate to trade him. All that being said, boom, April 1st comes. He gets the $1 million bonus. Time goes on. Now, something happens in the draft. He gets traded. Okay, we'll see. Say he don't get traded by the draft. Well, now you're thinking, well, he's either going to play with the Eagles this year and then automatically leave, or maybe he don't want to play one more year with no guarantee money. So as we get closer, he knows that he can play with no guarantee money and then leave to sign anywhere, or he can just take the 19 and a half, the 20 and a half, the 21, which is still a big pay grade to what he was getting, and play. And sometimes as the season gets closer, the team that you put together, the team that Howie Roseman put together gets talked about on national TV. Philly Mike talking about it, 500, LB, Shakes, Castro, all the guys are talking about it. Well, guess what? Now, he's hearing some of this social media buzz and this, that, and he's like, you know what? I'm back. It might not take much to get a Philly kid ready to play for Philly with another 2022 type roster-ish feeling. So I still want to put anything past it. Again, the Eagles are not just going to trade him unless the offer is beautiful. It has to be it gotta be a really nice, stern offer. Because Howie Roseman does not get rid of pass rushers. Eddie Holmes said, I watch podcast to podcast, and everyone keeps talking about Dean. What did y'all that I seen that got What did y'all see that I didn't see? He got hurt in the summer and then got hurt in the season. When he played, he made one tackle that we remember. This is what you didn't see. He's finally healthy, right? What you're not seeing is what he said at his press conference. That he's finally healthy, that he's playing with a 1-year deal, so he has to go ahead and prove it again. You're playing with a guy who, when he had no expectation, was the best linebacker in the NFL, playing with no expectation. You got a guy who wants to prove it, is finally healthy to prove it, wanted to be here in Philadelphia for a minute, smiling from eye to eye, as he said. That's his words. A change of scenery, all that stuff. He knows the struggles he had in 2023. He simply looked at himself in the mirror and he moved on, and simply also said that that's not the Devin White that that I know. That's not me. Again, if there was any scenario of him playing more to what he was once upon a time a top 5 pick, it's in this situation. The team you want to be with, a 1-year deal, you got to go prove it. You're finally healthy, change the scenery, and the defense is going to be good. I honestly believe that. Starts with Vic Fangio, and it ends with some of the guys that we have. Philly Spartan TV said the contract he agreed to with us for 21 to 21, 22 mil. What's left to pay is the 14. I don't know why everyone's acting like we signed him to a 1-year, $14 million contract. Who are we talking about? Hassan Reddick? No, yeah, you're right. It's the last year of his deal, and there's no guaranteed money. This is why, if we end up forcing him to play on that, who knows? He could hold out. He could, be disgruntled. I don't know. R Star said, "You seen Saquon's daughter becoming an Eagle fan already? I love that. I love that. She was singing the Fly Eagles Fly song, and I loved what Saquon said that his daughter said when Philly decided when he was deciding to go to Philly. She said, So does that mean now we're gonna win games?" Hey yo, the daughter knows that the New York Giants just be losing. Just straight be losing. She straight looked them up, looked them in the face and said, "Dad, does that mean we're gonna be winning?" You gotta love that. You gotta love that for sure. Fly Park said, "Howie needs some linemen. Hope Driscoll's not our backup again." Driscoll. I think Driscoll just went to Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Jack Driscoll sign with the Miami Dolphins? Let me see. Hold on one second. Didn't Jack Driscoll's and I'm playing myself out loud. Hold on one second. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. Let me look at something. I could have sworn. Yes. Former Eagles offensive lineman Jack Driscoll is signing with the Dolphins. So you don't got to worry about Jack Driscoll, Fly Parks. He won't be here regardless. Philly Eagle 56 said Lane is hurt all the time. We need a future right tackle to play right guard right now. Nah. What we talking about? Lane hurt all the time? That's not true at all. Mama E says, so that means we're gonna win now. Yes, you gotta love that. Shout out to little mini Saquon. Chris K said Swift also considered injury prone and stayed healthy. Fact. Sometimes all it takes is a change of scenery. Nina says, yep, Driscoll in Miami. Jared said, yo, let me get a wrench. I can't give out wrenches on I can't give out wrenches on StreamYard, but I just put up my phone. Let me get you. Just make sure you follow all the rules. You know what I mean? We don't kick people out unless they're spamming or being racist or like threatening someone's life. A little trash talk never hurt nobody. We can't take no Lane hate. Hate, yeah, he the goat. I don't know what we talking about. Lane gets hurt a lot. I don't know how that's not true. I mean, did he get hurt last year? I don't see him getting hurt a lot. I don't think he's ever missed more than 4 games a season. You constantly playing more than four, missing less than 4 games a season. I'm cool. I mean, pay the lane. Hey, look, hold on. You right. He was hurt last year and played through it. He played through it. Pay the lane. Just plays through pain. He's been hurt. The Eagles' record without Lane Johnson is also really, really, really bad. Pretty many. You have been rocking for a minute. You have been rocking for a long time. That is true. True. I got you pretty Mimi. Mad Blunt said, guys, stop forgetting the 3rd round pick, Steen. He's going to start in his 2nd year, just like Jurgens did. We should not, I repeat, not draft offensive line with the 1st round. Shoot, even the 2nd round. I know. But listen, you know, how he's done it many times. I'm cool with falling back on offensive line this year early on for sure. But you can never really be mad if they go offensive line and it hits. Right? Like Landon Dickerson is going to be the Eagles left guard for the next decade. Jordan Mailata is going to have a decade in Philly. That's one position you need to get guys in here for decades. The Jason Peters, the John Runyons, the Lane Johnsons, the Jason Kelseys. You got to get people in here for decades at them positions because without an offensive line, everything else starts to low key crumble. It's like one of one for those years for OT. I mean, Howie's going to do what's best for sure. It's definitely not the sexy pick, guys, but it's the philosophy. Yeah. However, Howie has been zigging and zagging this offseason more than I have ever seen him in previous. So if there was a offseason where he just snaps out of it and does something different, it could be this one for sure. A lot of nice pickups from Howie Roseman. Now we just got to see how he answers the NFL draft bell because you got picks for days. You got 8+ picks. And I say plus because you never know if we end up making a trade for Hassan Reddick. I don't want to, don't think we should, but you never quite know. Need an offensive tackle on the 1st round, said Jimbo too. That's what Eagles 56 was saying. Mike O'Neill said the Eagles are wheeling and dealing. Let's hope it adds to a Super Bowl. May I have a wrench? Let me see if I can get you a wrench too. Shout out to everybody in the building. And again, remember, we don't time people out and stuff like that unless they're doing some crazy stuff. Joshua said, any word on Reddick? The news right now is this. The Eagles are not desperate to trade him. They're only going to move him if the deal they are given is eye-opening. That being said, Reddick wants 25 mil. The Eagles don't want to give him 25 mil. We're still stuck right there. I think, again, I think he's going to stay. I think it's going to get done. It's not going to be quick. It's going to take a while, but that's what I honestly think. Unless a crazy deal comes through. But mind you, the deal has to make the Eagles say yes. And then that same team has to be willing to pay this guy 25. You're not going to trade for somebody who doesn't really like the deal that you're going to give them in a day and age where players can hold out and they're willing to do that. Chris said O-line should always be priority. You're right. It should. But if there were ever a year to take off, it might be this one. Kirk said, Philly Mike, what is your pick at 22 for the Eagles? I would love for Toledo's cornerback who ran a 4.3, who's physical, 6'1", can play all styles of cornerback, whether it's run with the speedy guys and or be handsy with the with the physical guys. I like Toledo's Quinyon Mitchell a lot, a lot. I think this guy's going to be one of the best. I think he might be the best um corner in the draft. I like a lot of guys, like even that Nate Wiggins out of Clemson. I'm starting to watch him a little bit. I know a lot of people don't really like his frame. They say he's too small, but they also said Devontae Smith was small. Corner's a little different when you're going against physical wide receivers for sure. That being said, I love Toledo's Quinyon Mitchell, and I think I like Kool-Aid, I like a lot of players on the defensive side, but I think when it's said and done, watch Quinyon. I think he's going to be the best corner in the draft when it's all said and done. I'm not saying he's going to go first, but I think he's going to be the best when it's all said and done. I don't think he's there at 22, but if he was, I'll take him. That's a guy that I'm going to be. If it gets to 13 or 14 and his name is not said, I'm thinking, Howie, please just move up a little bit. To just move up a little bit, or I'll be saying, please don't let him get picked from 13 all the way to 22. And y'all know I will be live. I got to figure out what we're doing. You know, I haven't been able to. Well, me, Gate, and Fresh haven't been doing our Battle Birds podcast. You know, maybe I try to get like a whole as many people on as possible. You know what I mean? So we're all together. But I got to figure out what we're doing for the draft for sure. Jung Money with the $2 super chat. How can Kelsey just watch Saquon rack up the yards? I'm saying we've seen stranger things than Jason Kelsey returning to the Eagles. That doesn't even seem as a strange thing for me. Now, I understand the wonderful and heartfelt, sad retirement you wouldn't want to go back on. However, are you really going to watch the Eagles start 7-0 and not want to come back? I'm just saying. Pretty Mimi said, I've been hearing a lot about Quinyon Mitchell. I'm actually very upset that he ran a 4.3 at the combine. I think that just secured his spot inside the top 15 for sure. Top 13. Pretty said she wants Kool-Aid, though. I ain't mad at Kool-Aid either. Chiquita's in the building. What's going on, Chiquita? Okay. And he heard us talking about him. Philly Fresh in the building. I normally don't be live at 10:30 at night, but you know, gotta give it to Howie. Chef Howie in the building. Definitely go sub up my guy Philly Fresh. And I was just talking about the draft. I said we haven't done Battle Birds podcast, and I know LB and I do Goat Talk, and maybe we got to get a Battle Bird Goat Talk extravaganza for this NFL draft. Gate, Mike, Fresh, LB, all together. You know what I mean? Something along them lines. Robert said Fat Batman comes back late season when we have an injury. I mean, I would want him to come back solely because of injury, but man, if he comes back, that'd be lovely. Fitness Root for 33. What's good, Philly Mike and Eagle Nation? Just now tuning in. Been training a couple of clients at the gym. Okay. I can't wait to get back on my routine because Lord have mercy. I've been eating the factor meals. The factor meals are legit. They taste good and they definitely keep you right. They're like the perfect filling. And again, whenever I got it, look, it's easy for me to go out and buy some fast food or some whatever. Pizza, cheeseburgers. But when I'm trying to cook healthy, that's time consuming. You got to buy all the ingredients and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, the factor stuff, since they sponsored me, which I haven't dropped the video in a while, because the sponsors coming back, they re-up soon. But I've been ordering it myself since I did it like a month or two ago, and the food is good. I just don't have the time for the gym between work, kids, wife, and YouTube. I don't got time, but we gonna make time. Fresh said, let's get it. You already know. Michael Neal said, I think Kelsey thought long and hard about retirement. I think he stays retired, but I'd love to see him at center again. Yes, especially with Saquon running behind him. Sheesh. Kenneth said, we need a wide receiver, Mike. I don't think it's a bad idea to draft a wide receiver in this draft in the middle of the draft. Third, fourth-ish, fifth-ish, between anywhere between there. Now, the boy from Texas is definitely not going to be a later round pick like that. Xavier Worthy, the Eagles do have interest in, who wants to pass on a future Deshaun Jackson? He has the speed. They say he's more twitchy than just straight line speed. A lot of the problem with some of these fast guys is they're only straight line guys. This guy got some twitch to him, and D-Jax gave him the legit cosign like he really might be me. He really might be me reincarnated, so you can't get mad at it. Are there things we need for sure? Yeah. But I do like the idea. Madden will be crazy to play on with the fastest guy in football on the Eagles with Slim Reaper and 1K always open. A. Mitchell is better than? Yeah, he might be a better overall player, but you also got to look at what he's playing with, right? Like, we don't need the better overall receiver Mitchell when you got Smitty and AJ. We not going to get a wide receiver. We not asking a wide receiver to be the focal point to win your one-on-ones all the time. So, you know what I mean? We're asking a guy to run down the field straight. So far, between I don't think any defense ever seen a guy as fast as Xavier Worthy run up the seam while they got to guard receivers the caliber of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Mind you, Saquon Barkley's in the backfield, dog. This shit is wild. All I know is this. Saquon Barkley used to be in the backfield with a quarterback named Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley used to be in the backfield when the skill positions to his left and right was Slayton and Wyatt. Saquon Barkley had no help and now has way too much firepower around him. That's crazy. Like, the Eagles are the exact opposite of the Giants. The legit exact opposite. And that's why his daughter said, so now we going to be winning? I love it. I love it. I love it. For the people asking about Tyler Hall, shout out to my guy again, Nick Walter, said he hasn't watched the film on him yet, but Tyler Hall's numbers in limited snaps are impressive. Among 50 corners with 200 coverage snaps in the slot the past 2 seasons. Let's check out these numbers. Completion percentage, he ranks 8th. Yard/target, he ranks 1st. Passer rating, he ranks 9th. Forced incompletion percentage, he ranks 2nd. Percentage 15+ yard plays, he ranks 1st. And the most important thing, no missed tackles and 200 cover snaps in 2 years. Sign me up. I'm awake to 35 points per game. Easy. That's the flow. That's the flow. Fly Park said that Devontae Parker pickup with Sirianni. He's like the bigger slot receiver. He does like the bigger slot receiver. And he's going to have to work for it. Because I think if we do draft somebody that is a slot receiver, he should be able to beat Devontae Parker out. Hope you guys are ready for some special stuff this season. We tasting blood in the water. That is big facts. My guy's name is Reduc Ridiculous. Ridiculous. That is a great bleeping name. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I love it. How can this guy leave a fan base that takes the time to change their profile pic to him and their name to ridiculous? Like, why you want to leave, dog? I know you took a discount the first time, but we can work something out, dog. We really can do it. Like we can. Kenneth said, "Yes, dang, we were the worst tackling team in football." Um, during that sample size, we were obviously the worst. But overall, I think we were better. But yes, in that short sample size, we were bad, bad, bad. Michael Dujon said, "What do you think about Jerry Rice's son?" I like him. I like him as a player. He got that blood of a champion for sure. The Eagles did bring him in as a top 30 visit. What he plays ball at the latter half of his college ball was at USC. I'm not a big fan of USC, but I do like Jerry Rice's son for sure. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Said Reddick going nowhere. Philly is home, and we don't let players walk like that. Trust in Howie. My man, 50 grand. I'm trusting you, Brody. I'm trusting you. AJB said Reddick should look at CJ Garner Johnson. It ain't always greener elsewhere. Just stay home. Facts. And I do think it's going to happen. Sorry, but Hassan isn't worth TJ Watt money. I think when it's all said and done, he's going to get 21 mil. Remember the number I said, 21. Fran said, "Hey man, I'm an Italian Philly fan since I don't follow the league that much except for the Eagles. Those 1 year contract guys, are they good? Um, good for what we're going to ask of them. Again, you can't just sign a bunch of all-star players. You got to get filler pieces, role players, and depth pieces, and I think we're doing a good job. I think Oren Burks, Zach Bond both will offer something for Vic Fangio. I think Tyler Hall, just his numbers in general, is going to let him compete for the slot position. Mind you, in the league that is becoming heavier passing, that you're going to need multiple slot corners. And so I think you can't go wrong with adding any secondary piece. And then of course, the main guys we have, they legit. Mike O'Neill said, what is your over under for the Eagles win this year? I'm going with 12. I haven't really put that together yet, but I like 12. 12 is the floor. I like it. Slipknot in the building said someone on Bleacher Report questioned why I would pay Reddick around 25 mil. I said because I'd rather have Reddick than take a risk and draft someone who can end up being a bust, just my opinion. Yeah, I mean if we could give him 25 mil, I would. But I don't think I think that has already been stated and or at least shown that 25 is too much. Now, where do we draw the line for Howie to go to and maybe Reddick to meet? That is what we have to find out. Where are the fine line to meet? And will there be a trade offer that tickles Howie's fancy? Fanny, Paul's. I don't know. Because that's the only way we're doing it. You're not getting rid of your best pass rusher for anything that is not just like, wow, that's a nice offer. Mike, was Jalen just hurt or did he seriously regress? Only question that matters. Again, I think the regress talk is due to, he had more turnovers this year than last year, and his turnovers were something that he has to fix. But I don't think the numbers regressed necessarily besides the turnovers, which are important. But again, I think that you look at the play calling that regress, and you're going to see some drawbacks to not creative play calling. So I think when it comes to things that needed to be correct from last year going into this year, Jalen's not on my high priority list of like he's got to be that much better. I think he will be, um, as we as a team just execute and function better and flow differently. Rimo K said him and Isaiah Rogers could hang, then Zay. Haha, nothing wrong with a little gambling long as it doesn't involve the game. That's facts. I'm awake said 13 plus wins. Devin said, why do they even get paid so much? I mean, can barely get food around my way and won't even feed us. Go birds, though. Hey, I hear you, bro. Like I said, I ain't the richest dude in the world, and I've definitely went through the struggle growing up. You know what I mean? Um, but it is what it is. Paying Hassan 25 is ridiculous. The person said they'd rather trade him and get a fourth. I said, no way. Nah, not a fourth. The Eagles will laugh at that. They won't do that. Eagles Super Bowl window is wide open. That junk is wide open. They generate far more money than they are paid. If anything, they are underpaid. Yeah, they're way more paid than us, but they definitely generate that money. I'm falling behind on the chat. Listen, we been live for about what 51 minutes, so I'll go to full 1 hour. Dang, I'm never really live at this time. But we're gonna go the full 1 hour. So we got 9 more minutes left. Jay said, I think worst case scenario, Jalen may have a Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers like career, maybe one Super Bowl win. Of course, I love more. Hey, listen, I just need one at least. I mean, I'm not saying I'll be happy with only one because once you get one, you start to get hungry for more. But I can't talk about two or three before I get that one. And I know we already got the one. I'm talking about the one under this new regime. So, hey, that'd be lovely for Jalen. I know he won't be satisfied with that, though. He'll want more for sure. Devin said Jalen Carter's the best player on the Eagles defense. He will be soon. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Said people saying Reddick going because of Huff seem to forget how he suffered from guys playing too many snaps. We replacing Reddick with a guy that played less than 50% of the snaps with the Jets. Yeah, you got to think about the Jets utilized this guy to where every time he was on the field, he could give you 100% because he had a lot of gas left in the tank due to the fact that he was sharing the field and not playing, 90 to 85 to 95% of the snaps. That definitely played into why he led the NFL 2 years in a row in pass rush win rate. No, pressure rate. He led the NFL back-to-back years in pressure rate because he's not doing it as much as some of the big name guys. And so, as much as I love Bryce Huff, I think he's an animal. I think he was an undrafted, guy who because he was undrafted never got the fair opportunity. Will rise to the occasion. You still got to be worried about can he handle a full season, his body and everything. Being a guy who plays 90% of the snaps, even though I do like BG still as a rotation player, 35 to 45% of the snaps for BG. I think he can handle that very, very nice. Remember, just not last year, the year before, he ended up having double-digit sacks while playing less than 50% of the snaps. That is the exact same thing that Bryce Huff did. But BG ain't get 50 million. That being said, I think Nolan Smith is going to be legit. Oh, but no, I would bet my bottom dollar. You know what I mean? I like Nolan a lot. Megatron 2K said, why not pay the best player on that side of the ball? I don't care if it's by a GoFundMe. We need to keep Haas. I like that. Start that GoFundMe right now, right now. Marty said, love the show, bro. Hey, I appreciate you. Like I said, we go live every once in a while. We drop videos every day. If I do not drop a video, I go live. If I don't go live, I drop a video. If I don't do either, I'm going to drop a YouTube short. But we're always going to have content for you guys off the dome, off what goes on Twitter and whatnot. Again, we Eagle fans deserve it. And Again, how he's going to keep making moves. Tyler Hall, slot corner, who has pretty good numbers as it pertains to uh covering that nickel position. Again, 200 cover snaps in the past 2 seasons among the top 50 corners or top nickel corners. He got some good stats. Sunset said a bad signing, just like the last one. You a hater. Who is Tyler Hall? Again, I don't presume to know too much about him. I'm gonna do more due diligence. But again, Nick Walter said haven't had the chance to watch his film yet, but Tyler Hall's numbers in limited snaps are impressive. Among 50 corners with 200 coverage snaps in the slot the past 2 seasons, these are his numbers. Completion percentage, he ranks 8th. Yard/target, he ranks 1st. Passer rated 9th. Force and completion percentage, 2nd. Percentage 15 plus yard plays, he ranks 1st. And most important, no missed tackles and 200 coverage snaps in 2 years. Again, is he going to be the savior on the defense? No, but it's a 1-year deal, and you bring in more competition to a slot position that we have to figure out due to the fact that Avonte Maddox is gone. We got Isaiah Rodgers. You bring in Tyler Hall. You possibly draft a slot corner. In today's game, the passing league game that we play, slot corner is going to be more and more important for the simple fact that you might even have 2 slots on the field that's at certain times. Philly Eagles said agreed, but the like button. Listen, let's hit that like button. How many likes do we got on this stream? I don't even know how many likes we got on the stream. Let's see. We got 308 people watching, 183 likes. Shout out to y'all. Let's see if we can get it to 200 likes. We got 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes before we hit the hour mark. And again, if you turn on that notification bell, you won't be getting in here late. Shout out to my guy, Michael Noble. I know you've been rocking with the channel a minute, but man, you getting in here, you just tuning in saying, what's up, chat? We've been talking that Eagles talk for 57 minutes. It's all good. Sometimes you're just busy. Sometimes you're just busy. But if you turn on that notification bell, then you get a ding when I drop a video, or you get a ding when I go live. I greatly appreciate it. But also hit that like button. Let's see if we can get it to 200. We at 196. Y'all the best. Close. Let's see what the guy said. Sunset Cat said, we don't need him, just like the other guy, and we don't need them, and we have other good players. We are just wasting money for backups like Rashad Penny. You need backups. You need to have good depth on your football team because injuries happen. This is football. This ain't golf. This ain't croquet. It's the NFL football league. And so I don't think this is a bad move. It's a 1-year deal. When you're paying these guys $2 to $3 million, that's chump change to an NFL organization of 255 mil. Howie Roseman is never going to back himself in a corner, and these contracts are placed in a way that we can get out of them and barely pay any dead money if need be. So we'll see. But you got to get guys on your roster. You got to fill out the 53-man roster, and I think this is a nice pickup. I think it's a nice pickup. Daquan Barkley said camps are coming. Camp are coming up in a couple months. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Ridiculous said this Philly Mike, not Magic Mike. Don't be shy. Like and subscribe. I like that. My man got bars for days. Cody K in the building. What's going on with you, my guy? Kenny Pickett, though? I mean, look, my stance is this. Yes, Justin Fields is a better quarterback, and he was gotten for cheaper. I think that would have started a controversy. I think when you look at the 32 organizations in the NFL and go down the whole list of backup quarterbacks, one of these shows we're going to do that. I'm going to go down every single list, and I think that if you do that, you're going to see that Kenny Pickett, although he's not a good starting quarterback, is a top 7 backup quarterback in the NFL. That's just my take on it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if he stinks, he stinks. And the bottom line is I hope that Kenny Pickett don't have to play. I hope our guy numero uno, Jalen Hurts, is the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles for all 17 games as we ride off into the sunset. Sunset Cat said, "What will happen with James Bradbury?" I think that's more of a June 1st decision. I think it's also going to be a tough one for the Eagles. We can cut him as it pertains to wait until June 1st. But I think it's going to be more along the lines of we get to June 1st. I think the Eagles and Howie Roseman is really going to feel out how Bradbury has adapted to this new defensive style. Remember, if we do want to stick up for Bradbury, and I'm going to do this for a second, don't kill me in the comment section. Bad DC. They asked him to play slot. They put him on an island way too much. I mean, whatever we did with Bradbury in 2022, he was a totally different guy. I'm not saying he's going to be 2022 Bradbury. I'm not saying I want him back. I just think that we should play this by ear, and I think that's what the Eagles are going to do because of the contract, because of how much we owe him, and because of what the dead money will do. Even June 1st would be what, 4 million dead this year and 10 million dead next year. You could probably spread it out a little bit more with some voided years. I don't know. I'm not the go Howie Roseman. However, I think it's going to be played by ear, and we do got corners and the draft coming up. We could supplement things if we need to go that route, and I think Howie has to keep all that in his arsenal. I hope we get Justin Simmons, bro. You and me both. I think there's a real possibility to get him too. Every single day he sits on the open market. Too real, too Philly. What's going on with you, my guy? I'm awake. Said channel is fire. Stay tuned. You already know. Listen, we had Big Play Slay come on the channel just a week ago. The very first day of free agency when we signed Bryce Huff and Saquon Barkley. I did a video with Big Play Slay, and we recapped what his thoughts were as it pertains to Saquon and Bryce Huff and him being a captain and the retirement of Kelsey and Fletch and all that stuff. So go back and check it out. Again, he's not on the screen. He's not on the thumbnail. CJ Gardner-Johnson is on the thumbnail with Bryce Huff and Saquon. No, it's CJ, Zach Bond, and Saquon, but his name is in the title. My guy, Too Real, Too Philly with the big super chat of the day, $20 banger. He said, "Yo, Mike, do you think we will get Simmons?" I do. I do believe we will get Justin Simmons again. If this was any other team, I don't think it would happen. I think they'd be maxed out with some of the stuff they did. I think part of the reason why we're signing small little signings like this is because we're saving that money in case Justin Simmons' price does come down. That is the only thing stopping us from getting him. I think it's a perfect fit, and I love exactly what Adam Kaplan said, that every single day Justin Simmons sits on the shelf, him going to Philadelphia becomes more of an opportunity and more probable for the simple fact that the longer you sit on the shelf, your price will come down. The only thing keeping you from Philly is the price. Justin Simmons wants to win. The Eagles are a contender. He literally spoke so high of Vic Fangio, and that is our DC. So, like, everything is adding up to Justin Simmons being a Philadelphia Eagle. I think this price tag has to come down, and the only thing that will do that is time. Just got to make sure that none of these other teams go out there and match his price, because he probably will take it if somebody hits him for the exact number he wants. But I think, let me just say this. If Justin Simmons has not been signed by the first week of April, then I'm even more sure he'll be an Eagle. And you could say, well, duh, if he's not signed by April, then why not? But here's the thing, though. If he's not signed by April, he can still be signed by anybody. So that don't mean he's going to be an Eagle, but that means Philly Mike believes he's going to be an Eagle. And I think that's what needs to happen. I think if you get Justin Simmons and you somehow don't trade Reddick, that's it. I'm not asking Howie Roseman for another. I mean, if he does some more stuff, that's cool. But if the draft is over, now I don't know who we would have already drafted, corner, linebacker, offensive lineman. I'm not here to talk about that yet. We're gonna talk about the draft very, very soon. But if the draft is over or I'm not draft's over. If the draft is the week of the draft, if somehow we locked in Hassan Reddick, Justin Simmons, you got a guy like Tyler Hall, you got Zach Baum, you got Oren Burks, you get Devin White, you get Saquon, you get CJ, you get Bryce Huff. I'm done. I'm just waiting for the draft then. Just be waiting for the draft. That'd be lovely. For show. With that being said, there's still 318 people in here. Of course, if you hit that notification bell, you will get a ding every time I go live and or drop a video. Turn on that notification bell so you're not coming in late for some of these streams. And I never stream at 11 o'clock at night, but I wanted to talk to you about that. This stuff. I was busy all day. Too real, oh, I can't even speak no more. See, that's what always happens to me at the 1 hour mark. Too real Philly with the big body donation. $20 banger. I appreciate the love and support. And like I said, to answer your question, I was long drawn with that. But yes, I believe Simmons will be an Eagle, and this will be the best off season. I mean, getting AJ Brown was pretty darn good too, but this will be a really, really fire off season, and that will get us. It can catapult us right back up to getting one of these things. Hold on, let me grab it. Need to get one of these bad boys. You know what I mean? We need to get one of these. I might be giving one of these away too. These things are nice, right? These things are nice, a little heavy, but we might be getting one of these. With all that being said, shout out to everybody who's tuned in. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace. Hit the like and subscribe.